Welcome to today's morning show. We're talking, first of all, about Partners for Prevention and what is going on here, some changes for them. Youth for Change, we've been hearing their commercials on the air as well during the last few months. We look forward to that. Our guest today, Richland Center Police Chief Billy Jones, is in with us. Sam Makovic, who is Drug-Free and Community Health Coordinator, and Joanne Krulotz, Vice President of Partners for Prevention, and also President of National Night Out, which it's time to start making plans for that as well. Welcome back to the microphone. Joanne, how are you today?
I am good. How are you, Phil?
Doing well, yes. And you're doing well in retirement or semi-retirement or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, yeah.
Working behind the scenes, though, here.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, sounds good. So it's time to mark it at least on your calendar for National Night Out, isn't
Yes, yep, because, there's deadlines, which Billy has the flyer for, but for the 5K, the K9 5K, the sooner you register, the less it costs to participate. But we do take walk-ons the day of. If you don't get your early registration in, don't worry about it. We will allow you to run.
I've mentioned the ads for Youth for Change, but I think very effective. Well done this year, aren't they?
They are. It's exciting to see the kids take a lead role in trying to make healthy changes for the community. And because there are future leaders, so to have that support from the youth is really, I think, we should be congratulating them.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like you're making a difference?
I believe so. Compared to where we were, what year are we in? 9?
We're in year 7.
Oh, see, I've been retired too long. I forget.
But I think year 8 of the coalition.
Yeah.
So.
And major changes. And
Yes.
First and foremost, we were very familiar with Betsy Raessler being on the program, and she decided to retire. I guess we let her then.
Yes,
too.
much deserved retirement for Betsy. And yes, big shoes to fill. But yes, we actually moved the position from the school district to Richland Hospital. And so lots of changes happening with that. But the goal is that long term, when we get past the 10 years of this Drug-Free Communities grant, that we continue the work. And continue the coalition and working with the schools. So,
will there be another grant possibility then, Sam? Or how
there's
does that
always more grants if you want. I don't think we'll go for this specific grant, but there's options with like the SOAR grants, the state opioid response grants, and there's AODA grants, and there's support out there to continue the work.
So why the move from the high school to the hospital?
I think, there were some challenges and ideas for change. I think they were looking for a new home, and it seemed like a good fit. And with the community health ties at the hospital, we can work together and just kind of take it in a new direction.
And you, as a coordinator, maybe kind of talk a little bit about what your job entails then.
Sure. A lot of it is the Drug-Free Community Grant for now, but also looking at the CHIP, the health community health. Oh gosh, just like that, I don't have it written down. So I know it normally, the CHIP. And the needs assessments for the community, we're just, what's the biggest need for the community? What are we focusing on? And every 3 years we're renewing that. And this work ties directly into that.
Mm-hmm. And so this summer, some projects, some things that we'll see or hear about here?
Yes, certainly we're supporting and working with the National Night Out group, and the K9 5K is a big part of Partners for Prevention tying into that. But yeah, I get to go to Orlando in July for the CADCA conference and get a lot of more information and connected with people across the country as far as this work. Looking forward to connecting with other rural communities that are, looking at drug-free grants and what we can do for substance abuse prevention.
Having a strong presence in the community is always the goal, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. The work doesn't get done without the support and the help of the community. So circling back to the National Night Out, when Joanne was talking about the Youth for Change and what they're doing, they're going to be supporting us with our partners table that night at the event. So you'll see some of our students that we partner with at that event helping us out.
Good to see that. And Joanne, that's a brave thing for these students to step forward and do, isn't it?
It is. I don't have any kids in school right now, so I don't know what the peer pressure is, but I remember, if you tried to do something like this when you were in high school, you were considered not the popular kid, you were kind of the nerdy kid. And so for them to just step out of their comfort zone is a big step.
Sure. Make it be more like the thing to do, the cool thing to do, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it sounds like you're succeeding. Billy Jones is here as well. Good to see you, man.
Morning, Phil.
And are you noticing a difference, Billy, in the community, from partners?
Absolutely. I think just the general community outlook on doing the right thing, making that decision to step up and do the right thing and be an advocate for yourself and the kids at Youth for Change they're owning that. They're owning that. I have some family members in the Youth for Change groups and that have worked through it, and nieces and nephews and cousins, and just to see how they bring the positive change and how they, like I said, how they own it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see that, and for them to step up and make those right choices, make the healthy choices, and continue that into adulthood.
When you were growing up, it was probably the Just Say No program.
It was. Yes, Just Say No was huge back in the 90s, right? So this is just the new version of that.
The new version, yeah, indeed. And I think that, again, it's a brave thing for these students to step up and do and, kind of be leaders. And you've seen a turnaround with that as well with the school.
Yeah, absolutely. They do so much. Obviously, we have some adult figures out there. Mr. Behrens does a great job just kind of pushing and helping and assisting these kids, but they do all the work. They come up with the ideas, and he just helps them guide. And Betsy was there to help guide them in the right direction. And it just develops leaders. It just develops good, responsible adults.
Somebody that's like 16, 17 years old, they could never envision themselves being someone 10 years down the road, addicted and having some issues and that kind of thing. Nobody wants that.
No, and it's a hard road once you get going down that road. It's really a hard road to travel, and it's a hard road to get back to recovery. But we have people do it every day. There's a lot of strong people out there that do happen to fall off, but then they get back and support, right? We have to figure out as a community, how to support them, how to get them back on the right track and to achieve.
We wanted to talk to you about the K9 event at National Night Out.
So
what's up with that?
August 4th is the K9 fun run, walk, run, whatever you want to call it. Again, proceeds from the K9 Fun Run go to the K9 units, the units at the Sheriff's Department, the unit at the Police Department. We divide the proceeds up, and it helps us just maintain our programs. It's a ton of fun. Might even get a couple police officers to run this year. So we're working on that. And we have some volunteers in the community with Partners for Prevention. Rockwell Automation is actually volunteering, partnering with us this year to help support our water stops. We'll have other volunteers out on the route as well. But it's just a good afternoon, evening to come out, support the local law enforcement, allow the local law enforcement and EMS and fire to support you in the community, because that's what it's about. It's about us giving back to the community this time, and providing a good, safe route for you to come out and run, have a good time, walk, bring your family, bring your friends, register. You can go to the sign up. I think it's runsignup.com. Is that right? You can go now, and you can register early, get a little break on the entry fee. You'll get a swag bag or a T-shirt and things like that at the end of the run. We're gonna have bananas and food and refreshments for after the run to get your muscles all recovered after the 5K. We're gonna provide all that stuff and hand out some awards and do some age group stuff, and it's just a really, really good time and a great community event to come out. And even if you're not a runner, just come out to National Night Out, enjoy some live music by Phil and Gary, and
as live as we can be.
Exactly, and they're entertaining us again this year. You'll get a chance to take a look at all of our law enforcement vehicles, police vehicles, fire trucks, EMS. They're doing some demos. I know we're going to do another morning show on that, so we'll talk about that another time. But it's just a great night and a good community event.
Well, talk about the expense plans to feed and care for these canines through the year? This is why it's most important. Right?
Absolutely. So not only care, but vet costs and supplements and equipment up. Keeping our squad cars up to date and keeping the hot pop system in it. If you're not familiar with the hot pop system, it's a heat alarm. So those dogs basically live in them cars, right? They stay in those cars when they're not working, but we got to keep them temperature regulated. Not only got to keep them warm enough, but this time of year, especially days like today, we got to keep them cool enough. So there's computerized systems inside these vehicles that give the officers, give the handlers warnings if the temperature is getting too hot, the dog needs water, things of that nature. They're our working partners, right? We want to keep them safe in the cars, and all that stuff costs money, right? It all costs money. Some years we spend very little, but other years we spend a lot. And then also looking forward into the future, we look at replacement, right? The dogs will only work so long, 8 to 10 years on an average, depending on their health, and then we got to look at purchasing a new dog. It's about $10,000 to purchase a new dog, get all the training in, you send the officer to training, get them training, which it all costs money, and we're doing that as much as we can through the money we raise through these local events, and to try to take maybe some of that burden off the tax dollar, so to speak, and just help out where we can help out and continue this great opportunity for our community.
Each of these dogs has maybe a different skill, right?
Right, absolutely. The Teddy with the Richland Center Police Department, and he's trained in apprehension and drug detection. So he protects his handler, but he's also trained to locate narcotics inside vehicles, around homes, in and out of different locations. He also does tracking, so he'll do article tracking. He will do a like a missing person or a apprehension of maybe a burglary suspect who is in. If we can get a good secure track, he'll follow that scent for a long time. And then we have Lucy. Lucy is kind of she's a bloodhound. She's not employed by the police department per se or owned by the city, but she's kind of a subcontractor. Officer Shaylin Lewis is her handler, and she basically subcontracts her to us. We help with some of the vet medications and food and toys and rewards and as much as we can. Vet bills, and then Lucy she's a recovery dog. She's a cadaver dog, but she's search and rescue as well. So if we happen to have a large tornado, have a building go down, we'll be able to find hopefully survivors and victims with Lucy's help. But she's getting a little up there in age too. So we're always, like I said, constantly looking at the future and what's next.
How often do you call these dogs out?
Well, Teddy is an everyday dog. He's on a 6-3 rotation, just like the other officers. He works 6 days on. He's off for 3 days. He gets vacation time as well. But
does he binge watch TV on the other 3 days, or what does he do? Okay.
Yes, definitely does a lot of binge watching, laying around in a backyard, living his best life. But yeah, so he's out all the time. Lucy, on the other hand, she's just as needed. Sometimes she's needed a couple times a month. Sometimes she goes 6-7 months without even coming out and doing some work. So, yeah.
Interesting. Do you plan to have some displays, some demonstrations with the dogs at National Night Out?
Yeah, we will. We'll do some demonstrations between the PD canine and the Sheriff's Department canines. We're gonna do a bite simulation. We'll do a drug find simulation. And he talked about doing an article search this year, but he's not quite sure how to set that up with the crowd because you need a little bit more space. But we'll take a look at that. And then they'll be around as well. Some of them are a little bit more personal than others. So sometimes you get to pet them, sometimes you don't. It just depends on their mood that day and what how they're feeling. Yeah.
If you're looking for somebody to demonstrate the bites and things, I think Henry said he might want to do it. So
we already have him signed up, waiver and all.
Are the departments going to do any kind of competitions? I know last year you did like a little relay race.
Yeah.
Right?
So we are planning a first responder challenge as well. Again, this year we're trying to switch it up a little bit. We don't have all of the tasks in place, but yes, we're gonna throw another little competition out there. MedFlight's coming in this year. We're gonna have MedFlight land right on the grounds, weather depending, and then I know EMS is gonna do some demonstration, and then fire also will have maybe I think their drone out there this year and kind of taking a look at how their drone works and how they can use it for their advantage as well. So.
Anything else you want to add about National Night Out, Joanne?
Well, I wanted to point out, too, that if you're not a runner, but you'd like to donate to the 5K, National Night Out is a 501c3 nonprofit. So you can donate to National Night Out to help the K9 units also.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You can take those donations anytime, right?
Anytime. You can send them to me, Chief Jones at the Richland Center Police Department. That's also our home address for National Night Out as well, our organization. So it's 470 South Main Street in the city of Richland Center. If you want to send us a donation, stop by, say hi, and we'll take the donation that way too, and we'll make sure it gets to the right spot.
That's coming up again on the 4th of August. We'll come back and talk more about Partners for Prevention, National Night Out, and some other topics on today's morning show after these messages.
They live here, they work here, and they're proud to support the community that supports them. At Rockwell Automation, Richland Center isn't just where business happens, it's home. Their team is dedicated to making a difference on the job and in the community. Rockwell Automation, committed to Richland Center because it's where they belong.
Family Prescription Center, where your family always comes first.
This is Paul from Prescription Center. For over 40 years, we have been a trusted member of the health care of our community. We've always been here for everyone. From West Seminary Street, where it all started, to the hospital, and now to Sextonville Road. We have provided honest advice, low prices, and with the help of many of our friends, a pay-it-forward account to help those that can't afford their medication. We are humbled by the trust we have earned. We have always made every effort to make pharmacy affordable to all. We accept all insurances because you deserve to have your plan honored. The only area pharmacy to take TRICARE and CHAMP VA. What better way to say thank you to those who served. We thank all for their trust. If you want this type of service, let us be your pharmacy of choice.
Family Prescription Center, where your family always comes first.
The word kitchen means more than a room. It's where families gather, meals are shared, and memories are made. Make the heart of your home everything you've imagined with Badgerland Flooring in Richland Center. Their experienced team helps bring your vision to life, combining quality cabinetry, beautiful countertops, and skilled craftsmanship to create a kitchen that's both functional and inviting. Start your dream today. Visit Badgerland Flooring at 1475 Highway 14 East in Richland Center.
Now is the time to make sure your vehicle is tuned up for summer. Hi, this is Sean from Sean's Auto Repair and Performance. We'll check your coolant, do a radiator flush, or give you that tune-up you need. Or maybe it's a new set of tires and are in alignment. We can do that too. Whether it's cars, trucks, or SUVs, you'll get courteous, quality, professional service for imports and domestics. Call us now at 608-649-AUTO. That's 649-2886. Sean's Auto Repair and Performance, 184 East Mill Street, downtown Richland Center. People who care about your car.
Looking for a job where tradition meets opportunity? Join the team at Scott Industries, a proud family-owned business celebrating 75 years of excellence. No experience, no problem. All you need is enthusiasm and a willingness to learn. Enjoy competitive pay, great benefits, and a $3 an hour night shift bonus, all while building a career with a company that values its people. Apply in person Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 810 East Nebraska Street, Muscatine, or call 739-3171 to learn more. Scott Industries, a profit-sharing company where your career can grow with us.
Hey, that's one nice new bike, Josie.
Yeah, birthday present. Rides really smooth, too. Oh, and I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online.
Love those side wings.
Hey, are you hungry?
Yeah, I'm starving. And need some water, too.
Okay, follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Hey, watch the cars. They can be crazy.
called 911. They should be here soon.
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and I'm concerned because his helmet is smashed and cracked open.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake.
Please help him.
Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart.
Go for real.
Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Partners for Prevention, our topic on the morning show today. During this segment from WRCA Radio, Sam Makovic is here, along with Joanne Krulotz and Billy Jones, as well as we talk about some things in the community that are important. Sam, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about recruiting. You're always looking for some help, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely. We actually, as part of our coalition and requirements for the grant, we actually have to have 12 different sectors representing the coalition, anywhere from parents to civic to businesses to law enforcement and school and so on. So we have a number of people that have been on the coalition for probably since the beginning, like Joanne, since 2019, looking to retire unofficially from the coalition. So we're looking for some new volunteers, especially the parent position. Seems like it shouldn't be a difficult one to fill, but actually that's one of our ones that we're struggling to find a new person for. So if you're interested in being a part of what we do, look at us online, go to Partners for Prevention, or look on our Facebook. You can find all sorts of stuff that we work on. The commitment isn't too big. I think a lot of people are asked a lot, to volunteer for different organizations, but if this is something you might be passionate about, we'd love to have you join us, and we won't take too much of your time.
If you are a parent listening, what is expected of you if you were going to join up?
We have coalition meetings. They used to be once a month. We're looking at reducing those to quarterly and meeting for things specifically as they're coming up. We're just looking for someone who isn't afraid to maybe share what other parents, what are you hearing from your kids? What are the concerns? Are you willing to do, a questionnaire with some of your, fellow parent friends and get some feedback and data for us and share that? Participate in things like National Night Out and help us with that, and other things that come up throughout the year.
You're somewhat of a newbie to this
Very
position.
much so.
Were you familiar with Partners for Prevention a lot before this?
I wasn't. I'm not from the Richland Center area, but I had been working in Richland Center the last year. And so coming onto this role in May, I'm learning as I go, but it's an awesome coalition, great group of volunteers. Really excited to be a part of it.
You told me before we went back on the air that this was something that you kind of envisioned doing as a career.
Yes, my background and my degree was in community health education, and then life takes you in a different direction sometimes, and I worked in long-term care for a lot of my career and had the opportunity to get back into this, and I'm really excited to be doing community health for the Richland Center community.
Are there any goals you can think of that you'd like to see, maybe long-term, for the organization?
Well, we're certainly continuing the compliance checks in Richland Center. We're making sure that businesses are appropriately carding people, asking if they're of age when they come in to be served, or if they're trying to buy alcohol or tobacco products. We've got a really strong program that has built up with this, thanks to Betsy and the team before me, and we don't want to lose that. So continuing those and continuing to get youth decoys, if you're between 18 and 20 and want to be a part of that process to help us make sure we stay a safe community, that's something we're looking for too.
How often are there compliance checks?
A couple times a year, typically spring and fall, although sometimes it's winter and summer. And we're not looking to have a gotcha moment for businesses. We actually want to work with the community to, let's just do the right thing to keep our kids safe, to keep youth from getting access to substances that aren't good for their bodies when they're that young, if ever.
And so that's part of the goal
Yes.
down the line, is just to keep, as mentioned, not to incriminate somebody, but just to kind of educate them, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed. Joanne, as you look at some things coming up this summer as well, you as vice president, what are some things being talked about other than National Night Out, I guess?
Trying to fill these positions. We're right now just kind of, I don't want to say rebuilding mode, but
refresh.
Yeah, that's
Good term.
that's a good term for it. You know, with Betsy retiring, and I know Betsy was trying to get me to do more, and I said, Betsy, I'm in the same boat you are. I'm trying to retire, and you know, Sam coming on, and then on our executive board, we have a person who, our president, Evan Ewing, who switched jobs, so he's not available as much, and so here I am again. You know, I thought I was going to serve a 1-year term as vice president after 3 years of president, but we'll see what happens. But, you know, filling these positions and getting some new blood in and getting new ideas to refresh the program, that's what it's all about, and keeping our community healthy and safe. I know when we first started, you know, I was compared to a teetotaler. And that's not it. We're not about saying, you know, no one should have alcohol. We're saying drink responsibly, meaning you're 21 years of age at least, minimum, and you drink responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Another thing that I know you were very instrumental in as a group was the smoke-free parks.
Yes, that took us a long time, but we were, you know, the kids just, I give the kids credit. They were the ones who kept going to the park board meetings and giving their issue. And their issue wasn't that the park was no place they wanted to be because of smoking. The park was a place that in the future they wanted to bring their children to, and they wanted it to be a healthy situation. And then that grew from, finally, after about 6 years, the city did it, and now the county is doing it too. So, you know, it's baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it's all about, is baby steps.
Chief Jones, what about, has that been tough to enforce? How has that gone?
Not at all. I think the community has really kind of stepped up and accepted it. Some of the signs have popped up here and there, and you know, just voluntary compliance, and that's really what it's all about. And I mean, I've preached that for a lot of years, just throughout the community. I mean, it's not about writing tickets. It's not about getting people in trouble. It's just about, you know, making the right choices, making the right decisions, obeying, you know, treating your neighbor, you know, nicely and with respect. So just keeping that community mantra, you know, involved, and just follow the rules. It's there. It's, yeah, it might be, you know, a bummer, you know, if you're used to going to the park and having a smoke or whatever it might be, but now you just got to kind of remember that it's about the greater good for the community, you know, what you can do to help out. So just do your best, and everything's good.
We talked about the compliance checks as well. We're kind of getting through now the graduation season, but I'm guessing you and law enforcement, you kind of breathe a sigh of relief, don't you, when that season ends?
We do. It's always one of those times of the year that we've seen tragedy happen in the past. We're not unique by no means here in Richland Center. It's all over the country. But yeah, we do. We kind of a little sigh of relief. Things went well without a hitch. No big accidents or no big events happened that we have to get involved with and work. And again, you know, it's in law enforcement, it's a good day when we don't have to respond to something. We're here to help out as much as we can. We're here to respond to these emergencies. And that's what we do, and that's what we train for, and that's what we work at. But it is such a good feeling when you don't have to, you know. I mean, you know, we live in a great community with a ton of community support. I mean, I've lived here my whole life, and I've seen it in many different areas and ways. But that's one thing the community does, is they come through, they take care of their own, they really watch out for each other, and we just want to continue encouraging that and giving, you know, the students and the coalitions the tools to do that with, and law enforcement is a huge supporter of Partners for Prevention, and you know, and my role on the committee is I'm just a supporter, right? They ask questions, I hopefully can give them the answers, lead them in the right direction, and then help support whatever decisions they make to move forward to make our community better. Because I think that's what we all want. You know, law enforcement, community, Partners for Prevention, WRCO.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just want the community to be a better place.
We're all in it together. You're right. And having Officer Jared Wilson in the school a couple of years now, that's been a success too.
Oh, amazing. You know, we got really fortunate when Officer Wilson applied for that position, and he took the bull by the horns. You know, I kind of gave him the freedom to just make it his own, and he has done such a great job with working with the kids, being as much involved with what he can do, plus working with the administration and the school district, and building that partnership. Just hands down, it's been great. I hope we can continue it for a long time.
And that helps, I'm thinking, in terms of prevention and things like that. I know because they keep a pretty close eye on vaping and things like that.
Yep, it starts at the root, right?
Yeah.
He's right in there. He's embedded. He's building trust. You know, and you know, you have kids telling on other kids, but it's not to get them in trouble. It's to keep them safe. And that's what we want to do. We want to keep them safe. We want to get them to make those right decisions. And Officer Wilson just festers that, right? He just builds on that atmosphere in the school and those relationships and the continued work that he does in the positive side of things.
I know that we'll talk more about National Night Out in the coming weeks, but certainly that's an important night too, to see young people seeing the officers and EMTs and everybody in kind of a relaxed situation. Right?
Exactly. Come on out and just introduce yourself. Just don't be afraid to approach a police officer if you see one at National Night Out or out in the community, because it's a lot of the times people see police officers in bad situations, right, or terrible situations, the worst of the worst, so to speak. But we're human, just as much as everybody else in the community. We're part of the community. We have kids that go to school in this community. We have parents that live in our communities, grandparents and friends and families, and National Night Out is just really about allowing the community come in and see who we are as people. We are in our uniforms, but that's just to help you identify us, so to speak. And then some are actually working. Some are on duty while they're at National Night Out. They may have to leave. They may have to run and respond to a call or a situation. But then hopefully they can come back and still enjoy the time with the community as well.
Well, we have you on. This isn't related to our topic today, but I know we're going to be switching traffic lanes here. I believe tomorrow
it is
what we heard.
Yep.
But again, you encourage people just to watch the signs because we have had some mishaps out here.
We have. We've had some mishaps. We've had some confusion. There is a lot going on around the 4 lanes and out by the radio station. And with the switch over from the eastbound lane over to the westbound lane now, all the traffic will be in the westbound lane. And yeah, I just urge everybody from the 90-year-olds all the way down to the 16-year-olds, put those devices down. Try not to be distracted. Turn the radio off, lower it, or silence your phone when you're coming out to Walmart or wherever else. Just really pay attention and remember, the people are working out here as well. They have families too. We got to be careful. We have to be safe. We don't want accidents. We've had a few. We've had a few wrong way drivers. Things that really kind of scare you a little bit when you think about as a parent, my child driving down the road and getting into the wrong lane or having a mishap or things like that. So talk to your kids. Talk to your kids. Talk to your husband, your spouses, and make sure that you're just paying attention. You're just really paying attention because things are going to change and it's going to look different for a little while yet. But we're so thankful that the road work's getting done and the 4 lanes will be nice and smooth again when this is all over with.
Yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming in today, Billy. We appreciate that. Joanne and Sam, anything we didn't ask you or anything you'd like to hit on before we leave today?
I just want to emphasize that Partners for Prevention and Law Enforcement Coalition working together, it's not about punishment. It's all about education.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Sam?
Just come and join us for National Night Out. There's lots of information online. You can go to the Partners for Prevention page. You can go to Facebook. There's a specific spot just for National Night Out information. So jump online. You can register online for the 5K. Go ahead and sign up. We'd love to have you join us.
And it is cheaper before July 14th, too.
Yes, $30 before the 14th. So it goes up for $5 and another 5 day of. So you can save a little money.
Great.
Do it now.
We look forward to promoting that and having more about it later on. Thanks, everyone, for coming in today. We appreciate it. Sam Makovic, Joanne Krulotz, and Billy Jones on this portion of the morning show.